Et quand s'effilochent les pages du roman, nos cloches viricochent, on est percé dedans. Comme on n'y voit pas, on se le dit pas. Le jour s'est levé et c'est déjà ça. Dans le vide qui nous mène, aux folies que l'on promène, des fleurs que l'on sème, dans les rues de Bohème, et dans une envie soudaine, comme c'est pas dit que ça tienne, j'ai pas dit je t'aime, mais j'ai failli quand même. Je vole, tu voles, dans le firmament, brûle une parole, on s'y voit dedans, puis nous revoilà, loin des au-delà, on va s'effacer, et c'est déjà ça. Alors, on y va ou on n'y va pas? Si on y va, c'est que on n'y va pas. Et si on n'y va pas, on y va ou on n'y va pas? Eh ben on y va. Si on y va, donc c'est qu'on n'y va pas. Alors on y va. On y va, mais on n'y va pas. Alors on y va. Y'en avait ras le capuchon de se faire refi, les de la vie à moitié pris en courbouillon, tous les poulets du HIV en transfusion, c'est des produits on en avait ras le capi, tout est nickel et rien à revoir, faut surtout pas couper le cordon ni la télé intraveineuse, démagogie, des gamogies, des plus véreuses, tout va si bien, serait trop con, faut surtout pas toucher à nos acquis scellés, nos patrimoines. On s'est battu, l'oubliez pas dans vos chansons. S'il y a de la soupe dans vos gamelles et de l'avoine, c'est que le bon Dieu l'a bien voulu, il est si bon.
Du sel dans les boîtes à l'eau, du beurre dans les haricots, de l'eau pour se laver la peau, du sang pour cracher les mots, la voix pour gueuler plus haut, des fleurs pour t'aimer bientôt. Du ciel pour les animaux.
Y'en a qui naissent moins bons que les autres, mais c'est normal. On n'est pas tous apparus dans le même salon. Tous les lépreux, les petits nimbus et les couillons. Et les élus de la nation, du capital. Faut circuler, y a rien à voir, faites-nous confiance. On s'y connaît, on vous promet des vies heureuses. Démocratie, des crâmes aussi, des plus frileuses. C'est nous les rois du bataillon de la finance. Alors votez pour nos partis et sans surprise, vous y trouverez que du blanc-bec et du pognon. J'y ai laissé mon pantalon et ma chemise, tout ce qu'on vous demande c'est de nous envoyer vos dons.
Du sel dans les pâtes à l'eau, du beurre dans les haricots, de l'eau pour se laver la peau, du sang pour cracher des mots, la voix pour gueuler plus haut, des fleurs pour t'aimer bientôt, du ciel pour les animaux.
Y'en avait ras le tirons les castagnettes. Si les tranchées t'ont pas suffi, je connais une zone. Il semblerait que les séismes et les cyclones n'assouvissent pas nos fringales de marionnettes. C'est nous les rois de la conso et de l'outrance. On n'y peut rien, c'est le destin qui nous arrose. Vu que le destin ressemblait à si peu de choses, dégobillons cette pâtée qu'on recommence. Du sel dans les pantalons, du bœuf dans les haricots, de l'eau pour se laver la peau, du sang pour cracher des mots, la voix pour gueuler plus haut, des fleurs pour t'aimer bientôt, du ciel pour les animaux, pour les animaux.
Du sel dans les pantalons, du beurre dans les haricots, de l'eau pour se laver la peau, du sang pour cracher des mots, la voix pour gueuler plus haut, des fleurs pour les animaux, du ciel pour les animaux, pour les animaux, pour les animaux.
To actually go with. And we know that they don't believe half the stuff that's been said,
Mm.
you know, or, and that they don't even agree with it. But why do they go with it? Is it out of fear that they'll be bullied too?
Well, it makes you wonder, doesn't it? Right? Why would you be so paranoid and be so assumptive? Because really, that just really shows that you really didn't really care about your friend that much when you think about it.
Yeah, exactly. That is very true. Yeah. A friend indeed.
Yeah, it does. It does, Tom. We all reap what we sow. If we sow discord, we get the fruits of it too. The rebellions.
Oh, Kimmy, that's an absolutely horrible thing that you just wrote there. I can't believe you wrote that. That's mean. That is mean. That's
Yeah,
actually
that is pretty mean.
That yeah,
Yeah.
like that's actually unnecessary, and that is. Do you know what that is, Kimmy? That is immature.
Mm.
Like you're a moan. You're being a
Yeah, I
moan.
know. Yeah, Tom. Right,
Moan
yeah,
smart
I can
too.
imagine that's what hurt you the most because you saw him as a friend.
It's not true. You. Oh my God! You see what you just said there?
Hey, Kimmy, why don't you come on the panel? Let's have a discussion instead
Yeah,
of being a
let's have a
keyboard
discussion.
warrior.
You know, please.
1 versus 1. Come on, Kimmy.
I can't believe she said that. You know, you could have said something comforting. I mean, what guy who's dying of lung cancer has anything pleasant to say about anything at all?
Well, it's kind of ironic, really, isn't it? Right? Think about it like this, bleeding. you spend your a good 2-3 years, maybe 4 years, using your lungs to abuse people, be horrible with the lungs that God give you, and then you end up with lung cancer.
Yeah. That's what you get for breathing fire, I suppose.
Yeah.
Smoking cigarettes. Please do not smoke cigarettes, people, for many good reasons.
You see, I believe that God will give you conditions or diseases to teach you a lesson in life. You get these to teach you the errors of your ways, and you get a chance to learn from it, to get a second chance at life. But if you don't, it's the end. And I kind of knew he had lung cancer before anybody else, because I could hear it. Because you can hear it in the way certain people can speak, and the way he was always coughing.
I remember he complained about the cough, didn't he?
Mm.
You remember that? Well, I didn't always listen to him, but I happened to listen in one night, and he was saying, "Oh, I've been coughing for months now."
I just listened to that for a third time, actually. Coincidentally, I went back further than I thought I was last night. It worked out really well. I forgot he said that. So last night I heard it for the second time. And then that third time I just heard it, I actually thought he said, I nearly had lung cancer for the first time or something. But he said, I just realised that he said, I knew he had lung cancer for the first time or something like that, or the first. So I thought that he was actually not being as hypocritical and ironic. But to think he's going to get away with the amount he smokes on that vape, and there's so many articles coming out about very rapid. No way did I just say a pun by accident. Yay. Big up the puns about they're not the nicest dead people. It's okay to accidentally say puns about dead people that have recently passed, that we've got criminal hearings on, or public / criminal hearings on in process. Yeah. Very Adam. It's really, it's the effort, the persistence is just, but then also the decisions where to appear and where not to appear. I wonder if I should get in the habit of putting the link in the chat at the beginning to become more comfortable speaking to people. Well, he should be. But he has a job to do, doesn't he? So he has to bypass certain fear reactions to persevere. So no, I won't put the chat link in just yet. But anyone ask for the chat link if you want it at all, because I don't just want to have these people just pop up. But I don't mind. I mean, that's just have to keep an eye on that bit, and then they start crying, don't they? And then it's just, it's such a strange dynamic. The way the police should have dealt with this so many years ago. But let me just play something actually. Coincidence again? Yes. Coincidences. We love them. I just stumbled across the Young Turks, which I first only really looked at. Well, I only really watched a proper thing on them after you. I think you or Deborah mentioned them before, Kaylee, but they I think it was Deborah actually, but they did a thing on the 9/11, wasn't it? That they covered about Tucker speaking out about it. Tucker also recently spoke on you shared it, didn't you? The chat someone who was exposing maybe ChatGPT seemed to have been killed, or someone was exposing some stealing of content, wasn't it, or stealing of artists, what do you call it? Property, intellectual property. I think they call it artistic property. But yeah, this thing on the Young Turks was about criminal lawyers and police and psychopaths, basically, or power crazed people. See if I can get. Don't know if they might knock me off. Oh, what? Yeah, can he rewind? Yeah, can he rewind the Young Turks? Would you believe it? I never even realised that. I think you could. I thought you could before. Let's see if they've got a separate article on it. They've got loads on. Oh, oops. Israel. The genocide. It's so sad. No, I'll have to wait for that to come back in the rotation. But yeah, so Sean, I mean, has he really got that little insight into the damage that he does with his words and what he's been a part of? I mean, without doubling down on Rebecca, like, it's just, I mean, I don't know if whether we're going to just give her a few days or we're going to discuss. And that new troll that turned up in the chat last night. I do want to figure out how to zoom in on the side chat and stuff like that, so I can screen share the side chat without. Let me just test Windows Media Player, actually see if this clip of Babs from a couple of days ago works through screen share. I've got to do it via entire screen, but we'll do it that way anyway, just for the sake of it. Because otherwise, I'll just upload it to it's only a few seconds long. I'll upload it to a. Next time, I'll upload it to a. Oh, but this is what I wanted to test actually. To a private YouTube or a Drive. Actually, no, it's on Drive. I can play it via the Drive. Yeah, I know. I'll do this in my own time. I'll test the audio on this other one there at the beginning of a stream next time. Let's play it on the Drive now.
Might not have come out right, but I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, but at least
might not have come out right, but I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, but at least your words are important, though. Your words are very important, especially when they're recorded.
No, well, See, words with you are important, aren't they, Kaylee? Because you
course
get
they are.
upset when people say stuff like, "Oh, I'm going to lunch with Ricky Dearman," like Wendy did. You
Are
get a
you
bit
serious?
upset there,
Hang
don't you? And you go on
on.
about it for the
Lisa,
next 20 years.
Right, so we're not supposed to get upset. Do you know what words are? They are just a vessel for your intention or facts. But that's why words like truth is supposed to be really your word is supposed to be.
You
You're
need to
literally
look up the meaning of the word truth, Kaylee.
you need to go and speak to a lawyer, is what you need to, or a solicitor, or whatever, or the police,
A
or anyone.
lawyer
And
for
ask
what, Kaylee?
Right,
A lawyer for what?
do you even understand what slander is, Babs? For a start, just to give you an idea of how words are very important.
Yeah, I know
everyone.
what slander is. Do you?
All right.
Do you?
I've not got the energy, so I'm just going to let Esau and yourself and Lucifer have a chat for a second. Evening, Esau.
Yeah, very possibly. I remember you mentioning last night, Justin, that because Justin would he didn't account. He then changed. Yeah, that other account disappeared, and then there was just four comments from Justin, and Justin's always there, so that does make so much sense on so many levels. Let alone what he was actually just spewing, the fucking moron. It's so tragic. I mean, they've all got their own individual character, their own individual personalities, but they have a common nefarious intention. So there's just all these different ways that it's expressing and manifesting itself. It's it is what it is. It's just I don't want to just after our discussion last night, our talk after the magical revelation that actually not trying to make it like good versus evil, like, well, it's good versus evil, but not trying to make it us versus them. It's like some of us are fortunate enough to have been fortunate enough to not be in a position where we are compelled to lie and compelled to deceive, and that's where their stories don't add up. They never add up because they're not even half aligned with truth. At least even if someone like, even if we've had problems, our own traumas, our own insecurities, all those things that cause non-total authentic alignment with what the universe would ideally be, I suppose, then what I'm saying, at least we're not trying to deviate from it. We're not trying to deceive from that. We're at least trying to, you know what I'm saying. But we'll get on with this. We'll get to dupe now. Miss Dupe. Oh, see the email I sent you? Her one live, Kaylee. You see the screenshot I sent you with one live on Dupe Ascended? That she's got one video on that channel that she uploaded a few days ago, and it's fucking 144 long, 14 seconds. 1 hour 44 minutes and 14 seconds. The one video on her whole channel. What do you make of that? What's their message? What we're gonna we got to take this public at some point. I mean, we kind of have. Where do I get on this other stream?
So I think it was a constant, and I was getting, I don't know, it wasn't harsh like group or something like that, but it was like bad. And then he went to see the doctor eventually, and he was told that. Yeah, it was pretty bad cancer. Like it must have been stage whatever the worst stage is.
I think the worst stage is stage 4.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Kimmy, you're relatively new Listen. I remember when I first spoke to Rapid. Some of the shit he used to come out with. He said, I talk shit. Fuck it. He used to talk even bigger shit. This geezer said, he used to come out saying, right, when we had Bay State, Scottish Amy, right, that he used to have contracts with people for the Ministry of Defence. And I thought to myself, yeah, like fuck. Like fuck, anybody from the government's gonna trust you with fucking national secrets. Hey, Kimmy, if you idolize Rapid that much, you could probably join him in hell if you want. Because that's where he is. Oh, I'm old fashioned.
That's a bit of projection going on there. Like,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
my God, how boring are you?
I know, Kimmy, you've got a voice, love. Right, you could use it. Come on, have a debate. Unless you're a bit of a pussy. Cat. Meow. Oh, if I'm an idiot, what does that make you? I know. See, Kimmy lass. The safe space for all you trolls is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Yeah, totally, Tom, totally. I mean, Kimmy must be that bored, right? So she's not getting any satisfaction from Kermit, right? So she's come here to be nasty to people. Is that what I'm getting? Is that your dopamine fix, Kimmy? Kimmy, like, why don't you come and say it instead of writing it? Come and say it.
Yeah. And tell us about how you started life as a troll. Like, I believe that
Hey, Kimmy, let me ask you a question. Would it be fake suicide if I'd actually killed myself? That's a very poignant question to ask. Because I reckon if I'd have succeeded, you'd be like, oh my God, we're all in trouble. We told him it was fake and now he's done it.
I don't even understand why she gets so annoyed about stuff. Like, what are you doing? Like, Kimmy, what are you doing? Listening to people and going, oh, very angry with that person. Like, how is your life? How are you leading that life? I don't get that annoyed with people. Do you get annoyed with people like that to that extent that you have to? Oh, by the way, somebody said something about.
I'd love to know. I'd love to know how Kimmy would know what's in my mind when I've had those bad episodes of mental health. See, Kimmy, you're the kind of woman that would cause a man to become part of those statistics of male suicide. And if that's slander, sue me. I'll turn up.
I just don't get the lack of insight after just talking about the smoking and then in like seemingly intentionally exaggerating the smoking. Like, just and then the word where he says that he said, did he get does she or did you say Kimmy or Kermit say get gratification off of like saying words about people, which is, it's just, I like to think that I don't have any, I don't have this hypocrisy as rife in me at all, if at all. But obviously we have to be aware that there's things that we might not be aware of our own self. And we might justify things for different reasons. And like when I was smoking, I really needed it, and I can't see how I got through without it in a way. But if things had been different, then I can imagine it's weird because the lungs relate to grief and unrecognized grief. Like obviously Sean's got so much grief and we don't want to acknowledge grief, and I've got so much, or I kind of had more grief than, and I don't want to trigger anybody as well talking about this, but I just think it is very important as well to recognize what, like, drinking is anger. Like the liver gets damaged through drinking, through anger at the world for treating us a certain way. The kidney, anxiety, more what deals with like processing of drugs and stuff. So toxins out of the body, more through the liquids, isn't it? Rather than this, the other way around. I can't remember which one, but either way, the kidneys are anxiety more. So that's like people would take substances to cope with anxiety rather than anger, and obviously comfort eating, different things, habits, convenience or fitting in, not wanting to rock the apple cart, rock the boat, shake the apple cart. These sayings. And then obviously stomach. I say obviously, but processing emotions in general. Then all the back. If anyone's got bad backs, this is really, really fundamental to know, and it always seems to correlate, is upper back, so more social responsibilities, left side, so left shoulders, respond, so somebody else, like feeling like a duty to others, that maybe they're not being able to receive, or they're not feeling that you're, or we just can't uphold that duty, social duty, whatever. Responsibility, ability to respond, responsibility, ability for response in the moment. And then right side, it's more like self within that social construct. It's like, am I upholding my own part of this? Middle back, so it's like guilt, feeling of guilt, like either one can just say they justify it, or it's just it's wrongly. Well, generally, if it's the pain, it would be, I suppose, it's wrongly held anyway. It should be forgiven and processed and moved through. So forgiving oneself, that awareness that one was not aware, one did not know how to do better at the time. So they say like gunk in the back, it's like your own gunk. So the left would be like feeling like somebody's getting at you about what you've done. The right would be getting at yourself about what you've done, or you feel one might feel one's done. The lower back is all, and then that can be more like friends, closer, maybe siblings even. The middle back, but more like friends sort of stuff, and then cousins even. And then the lower back is like really close relationships, children, parents and stuff. And the left side being the feminine side and the right side being the masculine. And that also relates to financial security, because as a unit, the family unit, we should be supporting each other. But the affirmation for all of these, really, but particularly the financial one and the close family relationships one, is I am supported, I am loved and supported by the universe, and just to trust that there is a higher knowing, kind of all powerful overriding force of love that just loves you and wants to support you and is trying to do everything it can to make opportunities for you to be supported. And that's it really from that. I'll get on with Sean.
Come and say it with your chest, Kimmy. Say it with belief in what you believe in.
Actually, we'll just skip through Sean because he's just saying the same thing over and over again.
So they were all having a conversation.
Okay. All right.
And,
So Kimmy, yeah, go on, bleeding.
And her boyfriend, he called her. He was like rang on the phone. He was ringing for ages and ages and ages until she answered, and then she picked it up, but she wasn't muted, and she was like, "Okay, yeah, all right, okay, I'll get off the panel now. Okay." You know, yep. And that was in the early stages of your fucking relationship.
See, this is an interesting comment, right? So, Kimmy puts, I have had genuine suicides in my family, and when a wankstain like Sean does it for fake ones, does fake ones for attention, it makes me sick. So Kimmy.
This Kimmy does seem a bit of a victim to Kermit's. Kermit just seems totally like immature, self-grandizing. Yeah, the way he props up Taffy and really showed himself up when he went on drunk that time was just like. Just gets high off at other people's. Just uses other people as characters basically to try and entertain himself well, and it's just, and clearly must do that in real life to people as well. And it's just well, this is real life. It's just people didn't quite catch the clock onto that when they entered into such what they thought was something else. Okay, I'll just skip forward a bit.
If those members of your family you mentioned, because I'm glad I'm not in that mental space anymore.
You called her love.
It's like that.
Looking for you somewhere.
Pathetic.
Frustrated.
You're cheap. Is that probably
How?
guessing? How? You know.
All right, you know, carrying around.
Is that?
What it is? I feel like that's.
Oh no, Irish flame! You haven't, have you, brother? Bronny fucking
like
It's a crisp. It's a crisp. It's a corn snack.
Is it? Yeah. Is it one of those that kind of like give you bite into it and it kind of?
Oh wait! Oh my god! I'm. What the fuck? I told you. Both of us was on benefits, so it didn't. And in fact, I've been getting angry. She'd be screaming at me because like people were messaging me.
Oh,
Hi, Peter. How's it going?
Hiya, Jeeps.
hiya, lady. Shut up, Sean.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. Why are you going into that fucking weird personality again?
What do you mean?
I don't know what's happened to you lately, right? You went for a really.
Right. And that's stuff. Yeah, she only said my car stunk because it stunk of fucking weed. Yet she used to smoke weed herself. And in fact, there was one day when she was sat in with the doctors, right? And I was sat outside, yeah. She wouldn't let me fucking come in for some strange reason, yeah, right? So I'm sat outside on the bench, right? Didn't even realize that the fucking bench that I'm sat on, she was in the room right behind the bench. And the window was open. The doctors left the window open. And get this, she says to a doctor in the hospital, oh, I've been getting angry at times at my partner because I wanted to get weed, but I couldn't get any weed. So I've just been taking it out on my partner. And then she went and told them about how many times she's tried to jump out of my car when we've been driving down the fucking motorway. Like, because she used to do that, you know? She was fucking crazy, man. She used to try and jump out the fucking car and everything. And she'd be arguing with me while I'd be driving down the fucking road. She'd be screaming at me because, like, people were messaging me. Like,
Hi,
it was crazy. Hiya, Jeeps.
Hiya, lady. Shut up, Sean.
Oh, all right. All
Yeah. Why are you going into that fucking weird personality again?
What do you mean?
I don't know what's happened to you lately, right? You went through a really good phase where you matured and you've gone backwards. And I just wondered why.
I don't understand.
Yeah, you're retrograding into the spaz that you used to be instead of being normal. Seriously. I gave you a lot of credit. I thought you were coming on leaps and bounds and strides and you'd become like really, really sort of like a bit more matured. I don't understand what this is all about.
What do you mean?
Well, I've been in and out because I was looking at another show as well, but I come in and I heard you going on about Rapid. I don't know what that was about. I went out.
I was talking with Tom in the comments.
Yeah, but why? Why is everyone living in the past? Why can't... Listen, this country's moving on, mate. This country is going to be going back to what it should be. Yeah? And you need to fucking pull your socks up, grow up, and start progressing.
I don't know whether I should say anything. I think I just shall I put the I'm gonna put the chat link in the side and see if anyone wants to come up and discuss this with me, because it's just the she when she's reviewing someone, I don't want to just like do the same what she does, and because she stops the people every few seconds because it tries to make her, you know, she feels powerful and that she's and people seem to like people seem to like people cussing people. So when she had 300 people watching the other day because AY brought them over, and people stayed watching because she was just stopping every 5 seconds cussing the person. But I should probably let just to try and not be that. I should let it play through for longer. But there's just so much. Everything she says is just pure insanity, isn't it? It's just pure hypocrisy. Living in the past, just trying to, and about the fake accents. This is like a slightly different one to the usual, isn't it, Jeeves? This is like, isn't this slightly different? And the country's changing, and the country's just going to be all like, it's just going to be working classes it taking over now, but not real working class, just paedophile protecting, fucking fantasy panel owning, victim abusing, that sort of life. Is that what the country's going to become? Is it, Jupiter? And all pretend names, and when no one even calls each other Michaela, and everyone's eyes bulge open if you call each other by your first name. It's like, oh, well, okay. All right, carry on.
I hear that.
Right. Good. Let's talk about something decent. So, how has everyone been?
Good. Good. Had a good day.
Yeah.
How are you after Saturday? Like, that was a long 9 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was brilliant, bleeding. I can't tell you what the bus felt like. I can't tell you. To be there with all these beautiful people that just want normality to return to the shores of the United Kingdom. It was just gorgeous, honestly. To see all the flags, to see all the pride, Scottish flags, Welsh flags, English flags, British flags. People proud to stand together, everybody being nice to each other. And of course, I got to meet loads of important YouTubers from. I got to meet Dan Wootton, Andre Walker, the presenters.
I don't know Andre Walker, but I do know Dan Wootton.
Yeah, Dan Wootton, Abby Yemeni. I met them all of them. Every single artist that performed, I met all of them. Every single YouTuber, Craig Houston. Oh yes, Craig Houston. I'm really glad.
No way. Oh wait, hold on. There's two Craig Houstons. There's one who's called Kips Clips, and then there's the other Craig Houston. Okay.
No, the other one, the big one.
Yeah.
He told me to email him, and he'll have me on his show. He mentioned me on his live stream. So did Billy Moore. Got to meet Billy Moore.
No, did you?
Yes.
Oh.
One Generation Media, Mystic Media. Who else? Curse 10, one of my mods, got to meet her.
Oh, nice. So what was that like? Was that as expected?
Baraka, Shady Shay, all of them. I met all of them.
Oh, yeah, Shady Shay, I know. Yeah.
You know. Oh, Sean, you didn't have to run off. I didn't want to run him off. I feel bad for him now.
No. Sean, do come back and sit with us.
I didn't want to run you off. It's just, Sean, you were going on and you were going to cause arguments again. There's no point. You're better than that. That's what I was trying to say to you. You're better than that.
And I think the one she mentioned with an actual real name was Craig Houston, not the Clips one, the other one. And Curse 10, who goes, but I guess her name's really Kirsten, but she calls herself Curse 10, and she was on video on there, obviously. But the point is that it's just all this part. It's this fantasy, and everything went to shit 2 days later anyway, didn't it? The next day after this, anyway, Michaela all went to shit on your panels and started arguing, and then everyone's fucking falling out and accusing everyone of this and that because this is tell me if this is too much. I went into the distracted from the course of the program here before, but this bit is to do with the left-right politics thing. This bit's, but maybe I need to get some diagrams up to explain this better as well. But there's an interesting thing about why people lean more to the right and they have a certain mindset, and people lean more to the left and they have a certain mindset. It's interesting, but we'll go into that. I'll take a note and we'll cover that more. But the point here was Craig Houston. Yeah, I emailed him all the Hampstead information, so he knows about it. He just didn't have the bollocks to pursue it, and said that he just basically didn't have the time to look into a whole new case. So he just wanted basically money and attention, and just to toddle along in his little insecure channel where he just chats about surface shit, jumps on the bandwagon of a load of Tommy Robinson stuff and all that, like so many do, and does not face the real issues.
Be the good side of Sean, not the bad Sean. Yeah?
Yeah, because he always has good questions and thoughts. You know, when it comes to like these kind of conversations. Do come back, but I don't know.
Oh, he's composing himself and then he'll be back. He's probably gone to get his crown.
All right. Have a joint.
Yeah. He didn't start it. Okay, I didn't see the beginning. Yeah, and Phantom, don't think that you've won anything because you're a little shit.
Yeah, exactly, Phantom. That was a bit of a smart ass comment to make.
You are a little shit. And don't think that you can sit there trolling me either. I really don't give a fuck what you say, Phantom, at all. You think you're more important than you are. So you can behave yourself and all. You need to grow up and all. How many years you been on here trying to advise people like Den Derrigan? Fucking thinking you own the shop and everyone should listen to you. Stop it. You need to grow up and all. Times are a-changing, people. Times are a-changing. The adults are standing up. They've let the kids play for long enough and they've made a fucking mess of everything. You know? But yeah, no, it was beautiful.
Yeah, well said, Kaylee. And I don't know if I should just add the odd little laugh here and there as well, just to keep proceedings a little bit light-hearted without slipping into Schadenfreude. I did find myself there was something. What was I about the? I have to remember. There was something yesterday, and I was like, "Oh, am I being Schadenfreude here?" I wasn't sure, but yeah, we'll carry on.
Honestly. And when you think how many people were there and there was only 25 arrests. And I think out of them 25, only 8 people have actually been charged so far.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. But how many people have they decided upon a number as yet? For the amount of people. Like I
know, the mainstream media tried to play it down and say there was only 100,000, but there was way more than that.
Yeah.
Way more than that. But they've done us a favour by doing that, because the more the mainstream media try to hold the narrative and lie, the more they wake up people who go, well, I was there and that ain't true.
Yeah.
You know, and then they just talk to other people and talk to other people. And the amount of people of colour or melanated people and people that were leftists that turned up who have now changed their minds.
Really? That's crazy, isn't it?
You know?
Like there's yeah. So
yeah, they're all over YouTube now, all coming out saying, well, I went to go and have a look. And actually they welcomed me. I went to go and have a look. I've been lied to for over 20 years. Tommy Robinson ain't a racist. The people there weren't racist. It was brilliant. It's been nothing but positive. And of course, I've got to see Trevor Phillips.
Oh, he's the newsreader, right? Because I think I saw some of that. Or is he a newsreader? Yes.
Yeah, he used to be the Equalities Minister, didn't he?
Oh, okay.
That's why he's so important. That's why people were so pleased that he was there and that he gave a good review. Yeah.
Oh, he did he? Okay. So I saw a little bit of your live, I think, earlier today. Was it today?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ah, okay. So Equalities Minister, and he yeah. Okay, so amongst all the people who were speaking, because I know Esau had a look. Esau was very interested, and he was listening to the speeches. Did you have a favorite speech? All right, hey, he's back again.
Oh yeah. Yeah, what was you saying, Bleeding?
All right. What was your favorite speech of all the speeches that you heard on the day? Like your favorite?
Probably the Polish guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I mean, it was amazing that Elon Musk got in touch, but yeah.
Yeah. It's a Polish guy, so Poland's like I'm aware of what they're doing in Poland. They just don't allow anybody in.
Yeah, he was saying that he protects his people and his country's for his people, and I admire that.
Was it the Prime Minister of Poland? No, it wouldn't have been. Would it have been?
No.
Yeah.
I don't think.
No,
I don't know.
I'm sure he's the Prime Minister of Poland.
Prime Minister. Fucking hell! I didn't even
Bloody
know that
hell.
myself.
Because
He's
he's
a representative.
yeah, because he's the
Yeah,
one who speaks for Poland as the MEP for the European Parliament.
Oh,
But I think this might be some kind of way to try and mingle Britain back into the EU.
What?
a bit of a ploy.
Possibly.
No.
But I think he's genuine.
I
He's
think the
genuine.
Western world has to stand together in fighting the globalism, but I don't think that. I think they all want their own national pride.
Yeah. National sovereignty cannot be given up for anything,
Oh.
because otherwise we'd all be flying the same flag.
You know.
Well, there is a. Oh,
But yeah, no, it was good. It was a beautiful day, honestly.
I'm gutted I didn't go, but
yeah.
but,
Why? But why didn't you go though?
I feel a bit bad over that because I told him not to go because of things that he said. But you need to think on what you're saying, Sean.
and that's what I did. I listened, and I took it on board.
But go next time. Go next time and be proud. Yeah.
Well, we've got the Hyde Park one coming up, so that's the next one.
Hopefully. Well, I don't know if it will be Hyde Park because someone was saying that only holds capacity of 100,000. So I don't know. But yeah. But
I thought it was good to let the people do what they needed to do.
It is pretty incredible that he is allowed to continue to do these rallies.
I think it was a test. I think this was a test to see if Tommy can actually run these rallies, and he's proven it that he can.
Yeah. Well, obviously there's goodwill by the police because they wouldn't allow it, or even the City of London, whatever whoever runs it. Otherwise, they wouldn't allow him to do this. It'd be prevented.
But some of the videos that I've been seeing though about things that were going on away from the main protest, a bit iffy. The Fed.
what you mean where there was clashes?
Mm.
Yeah, but that was down to Sadiq Khan. He fucked up.
Yeah, because I don't understand why there would be an order made for them to contain.
So what happened was 48 hours before the event, Sadiq Khan said we couldn't have Trafalgar Square.
Okay.
So the position of where the stage was now moved to Whitehall, which meant that there was less room for people to come to watch and more of a bottleneck. And then he gave Trafalgar Square, basically, that area, he gave it to the leftists.
Antifa.
So, and then what happened was that we had so many people that turned up that they went all the way down Whitehall, all the way back up to Waterloo. Some people cut across and ended up going into London Bridge. That ended up getting shut as well. And then they went back round to meet up, but they were also going down all the side streets, and some of them ended up being backed up around and ended up coming round the back of Trafalgar Square. So it ended up with the left being kettled. Yeah.
That sounds like Sadiq Khan set that bit up there.
Well, there you go. And there was only about 5,000 leftists anyway that showed up.
Oh.
That's interesting. Definitely shouldn't. Yeah, some freedom of information requests need to be made then.
You know. Apparently there was someone writing in, I can't remember whose channel I was on now. Oh, I can't remember whose channel.
Yeah.
But someone was writing that they had the police criteria that day, or the plans that day to get hold of it. And that basically they believed that it was a set-up, but I don't know how true that is because I've never seen the plans. It could have been just a troll.
Yeah, somebody just, putting it out there. Although it sounds like, you know, how, like, why would you cancel the
Yeah, because the decision-making process when it was already pre-agreed for Trafalgar Square.
But there's been some pretty close-up shots of what went on, and the police were a bit naughty in some cases.
Yeah.
Overall, I thought the police were decent, but in that particular little corner, there was one bloke who got fucking his head split open. He didn't even do nothing wrong. They just bashed him with a fucking thing. Another one had his eye popped out. I mean, that looks awful.
Oh, that's a big compensation claim, that.
Yeah, he got his eye popped out. Yeah, there were some and big up to Danny Tomo, even though I'm not a big fan of Danny Tomo's. He actually tried to stop it escalating, and you had Searchlight writing stories saying that he was trying to whip it up, and the close-up footage now proves that that's a lie. And Searchlight had to take it all down. I think he's going to sue him for this one, though.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
because that's like
Because he's
that.
on X saying that he was really angry with what they wrote.
So we should.
Big up to him for trying to calm it down.
Yeah.
But considering that there was only 25 arrests, I think, listen, it was a brilliant day. It was a brilliant day apart from that little bit at the back, and that was down to police organisation and Sadiq Khan. That you can't blame Tommy Robinson for that, because he didn't get where he originally wanted it, and he told people right from the off that it was going to be a big one. Everyone kept telling people, look, this is going to be big. There's going to be a lot of people there. People's feelings have changed, and nobody was listening. But now the mainstream media, I don't know if you've noticed it, but the narrative and the way that they talk has been a bit more mellower, because they've realised just how much the tide has turned. You can't lie. You can't lie to the masses no more. You as a prime minister branded everybody that come out after Southport racist, and that's not the case. You lied. You allowed the left to say that there was people being driven up from London and all over the place to attack the mosque, when actually we can see quite clearly there was infiltration. And it was.
I think our narrative is quite clear, our perception on things. I don't need to interrupt all these points where she's just spewing what I can only assume is known. Like, the irony of her lying is, she just wants to continue a narrative based on what isn't true going on around her, and caused by her. It's just so mind-blowing. But I guess we have to give the benefit of the doubt that she genuinely is under a hypnotic, possessed spell of some sort. So yeah, I suppose I just let it play out, and she does start playing videos of her when she met that Trevor Phillips and stuff, and after the thing, and so people can go see that on her page for the actual video if you want.
It was a masked up group of people that seems very odd, could even be police officers, because the police didn't mind them removing the masks and standing next to them. That was very odd. And people that did kick off at Southport, when they went to court, had local addresses.
Yeah.
They can't keep lying. The more they lie, the more they wake more people up. You know? So
Yeah. It's all very questionable.
yeah. How's things going on over in Ireland with their protests and stuff? Has things calmed down a bit now? Bleeding?
Yeah. I don't really pay much attention to it. I read about. I don't even read about it in the newspapers. It isn't in the news as much. I mean, the big deal was that place in, oh my God, it's not Ballyfermot, it's Finglas, Bally something. Oh God. The big paint factory, kind of Coolock area, I think it is, and
Yeah.
that was the one that was in the big. And then there was obviously a couple of other areas that were last summer, the summer before actually, where it was, and then there was people burning down IPAC centres. There was a lot of fires, and you don't hear that kind of news anymore.
Yeah, that's not happened in the UK yet, and hopefully it doesn't. But
Yeah,
the government really do need to listen, and they need to listen quickly. I think Starmer's going to go soon, personally.
Especially with this, what's come out with Mandelson.
oh
Well, also Khan, the stuff's coming out on Khan now, isn't it? That he knew about, that there's grooming gangs in London that he's been keeping a lid on.
Of course he does. Of course he does. Because I seen that debate that where he was being grilled by the other people in the government, and he wouldn't answer a simple fucking question. Are there any grooming gangs in London? He was like, and he kept skirting around the question. It's a simple yes or no. Simple answer is yes. There is.
well, I mean, come on, it's important that people are aware.
Doesn't
And
matter
then-
whether they're black or white, fucking brown, pink, green, fucking purple. Colour or race has got fuck all to do with it. It's as simple as
children
that.
being exploited is wrong.
Yeah, it's never about race. It was never about race. The other side have always made it about race. It's not about race.
Because if they make it about race, then they're actually taken away from it to detract.
Look, if it was about race, me and Hector wouldn't have been standing with these people. It's not about race. It's about the effects on what's happened in the UK and on the indigenous people. And when I say indigenous, I mean anyone born on the soil here. But also the policies internally that have put people against each other, that has taken race relations backwards. And I've always said this, always. I've not changed what I've said. The only thing that I have changed is maybe on individuals. I might go, I used to think that person was half decent, but now I've changed my mind on that. Or no, that person I thought was a shit cunt has actually matured. I think they've actually got. But when it comes to that overall agenda, my views have not changed.
No, because if you get too close to the fire bites back, doesn't it, Dupe? And you didn't want to shake up your comfortable life where you get, 3-4 holidays a year sometimes, where you're just trying to protect your son's future incomes so you can be a lazy fucking... I'm not really bothered. Oh, what is it again? What's the quote again? God, where's my song? Anyway, you know the quote. I'm too fucking lazy. That's it. I'm too fucking lazy. I'm too fucking lazy. I'm not really bothered. I can't be bothered. I'm too fucking lazy. I can't be fucking bothered. I'm too fucking lazy. That's it. Just horrific. Horrific upon horrific upon horrific. And you just say the only time you've ever justifiably really said the word disgusting, yeah, it may be in right context, but in other times, but when you were actually exposing the paedophiles for trying to destroy Kaylee's life, and then something went wrong, didn't it, Michaela? What went wrong? Because you're too fucking lazy, and you just didn't want to get too close to the fire because you couldn't be dealing with the consequences. But you still wanted all the attention, so this is why you're getting the attention.
The only difference I will say that has changed is at one time I used to say, no, I don't think it's necessary that we do a temporary hold on people coming in. Now I think, I think maybe we do need to.
Because if we're too busy focused on handling an influx of people, so many people from different places, we can't really clean up our country with our own.
You know, I do think that there needs to be. What's that? What the fuck? Tunnels in motion. What does that mean?
What? Tunnels in motion? Dunno.
No idea.
White gold 60 me? Probably fucking ostrich or something. Let me have a look.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
you know. Yeah, it's a troll, isn't it? But I don't know what it's meant to mean.
Yeah.
It's a troll that don't even make sense.
Yeah, unless Irish. Irish is like, do you know? I sat on AC's head.
Yeah, that don't make any sense. That.
Yeah. Well,
That's
we
a
don't
distraction.
care.
Demonstrations are racist or bigoted. I don't think so, Tom. I think that the demonstrations were very all-encompassing. There was Muslims there as well. There was Muslims. There was Sikhs. There was loads there from all different denominations.
I did see a lot of like different shades.
Yep.
I'm actually stop spamming the chat, please. I don't like that. I'm gonna put you in timeout.
Oh
Why?
no, I know what
What?
it means. I know what it means.
What does it mean?
It's a message. I think that's a message to me about a tunnel that's in motion. I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. It's a coded message.
About
It's a coded
what?
message for me.
Exactly. Good question, Tubler.
Who are you then? 007?
That's a message now.
Well, James Pons. No, it's a dookie in it. It's a dookie runs a tunnel.
He runs a tunnel. What do you mean he runs a tunnel?
Right, so like
I see what you're saying.
private StreamYard. It's a private StreamYard, so it's not broadcast. It's just like private conversation.
Oh. So
Well, we just have a slagging match.
Do you reckon that's Iduki's real identity? Because the picture is a bit mad looking.
Irish says she.
Clyde, you McFlap a lot. Do you fancy coming on the panel, Clyde? Why do you not have the ability to speak? What happened to your ability to speak? I just don't get it, mate. You're just fucking pathetic. When you in capitals, but I do not lie. ... Exclamation mark.
She knows what it means now. What's it mean? Come over to my channel. Is that what it is?
I am so quick at speaking responses to anything. No one can trip me up. I am the all-powerful Clyde, concerned for free speech based on a mockery of a name to intimidate a mother, a vulnerable mother speaking out for the risk of harm to children. Didn't realise that would trigger you so much, Jake. No, because you probably didn't realise I was going to engage. You thought you could just try and carry on trying to manipulate Kaylee, even though she just smashes everything you say every time, and yet you still just come back. Like Daz, your words have no power. We're powerless. They have no power, Kaylee. Your words are powerless. They're powerless. They've got no power. I can't do it as well as Justin. Hey, Kaylee, your words are... I have to impersonate his. Hey, Kaylee, your words are powerless. They've got no power. Fucking ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Yeah, because I've just checked.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah,
I've gone live. Come to my channel.
Yeah, she'd tell him to shove it up.
He's trying to nick your panelist, bleeding. Don't have it.
Yeah, he's a creepy little shithead.
Yeah, go over there and have a go at him. He's out of order.
Oh, I couldn't be arsed. I wouldn't. I honestly would never speak to that again.
A private StreamYard chat for King James. Why'd they want a private chat for you?
No,
This one, you can tell he's in such a real bad mood today. When he says things like, "You're a fucking joke. You are a fucking joke," playing at activism. Oh, mate, I bet you're just frothing over your keyboard. Literally just headbutting it every now and then, just picking it up and just fucking headbutting the keyboard and shit. Oh, dear.
I sit there and talk. I talk to a Dookie Bird's Nest. I think Z and Lena. Lewis sometimes he pops in. Like we'll just talk shit, maybe watch a film or something. Nothing sinister.
All right.
Oh, well, it is nice of them to let you know that
Well,
they're over there.
You better go and do your private chat. Get your orders.
No, I'm all right. I'm gonna sit here for a bit though.
Yeah,
I think it was Lena though. I think it might have been Lena that letting me know. Because she's going to be my future queen of Australia. You know what I'm saying?
I
listen,
couldn't
that
care
was
less. What, you leaving for Australia?
No.
That Lena's crazy. Her way of trolling is to pretend everybody's fucking cone. It's mental.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I like crazy.
Yeah, I
She actually, yeah, but I think sometimes she actually believes it herself. After ourselves.
She's harmless though.
I'm just going to go slew. I won't be long.
That's what everyone said about Kaylee. Look where she ended up.
I shouldn't laugh, but
No, I'm fucking telling the truth. Everyone said, "Oh, she's mental, but she's harmless." Fucking hell. I don't do all that anymore. No. I think some of the fucking mentally impaired on here are fucking dangerous. I'm telling you.
I was just going for a wee then. I caught that. I'm gonna have to pull it back. I actually can't remember whether this was the bit I stepped out because she was just becoming too tedious, and whether I missed this whole bit. I would have thought it was so profound that I would have remembered it, but I actually, because I would have mentioned this to you by now, wouldn't I, Kaylee, if I had like consciously remembered it. So we're gonna have to see that. Obviously, it came from Lena, and she felt it's just unreal. I mean, it is literally unreal. It's not real. It's just the total. I mean, it's. I have to laugh. I have to laugh. I just have to. I'm in a bit. She still manages to shock me. Like I shouldn't allow it, but it's good. This is where emotions are good, that we react to things, because otherwise we wouldn't have the dedication and the willingness to sacrifice so much. I want to find another word for sacrifice as well, like give ourselves to. Because obviously sacrifice has been so brutalized in terms of actual abuse of the negative version of it. So I wouldn't be so willing to give my life to. That's what I should say. I wouldn't be necessarily so willing to give my life to amending this if it didn't emotionally affect me. So like, and it's just devastating. It's just when people lie and they cause so much harm to others based around imposing a false reality. It's dedicate. Yeah, give self, dedicate. That's lovely. Thank you. Yeah, we're going to pull that back up. I'm going to try not to get angry. Let's just I'm going to try and stay objective here, and even stretch to compassionate for. I want to understand how her head thinks, and why does Izzy allow it? This is the bit that gets me the most. Like, I would have, I would work with Izzy on this and say, Izzy, can I share your stream and we're going to expose what Michaela's doing here? But Izzy, what are you doing? I mean, why do you let her do it? I mean, is it because you're waiting for us to do it? Are you just giving her? Because I did notice when she goes on, Kaylee, what you'll notice is Izzy does get quite discontent with Michaela's. I think she goes on shortly to video. She shows videos about the weekend and stuff. She stays on for a good couple of hours altogether. I think we've only probably done half an hour. And I just don't remember her mentioning you particularly off the top of my head for some reason. So, well, I think it may have been the 10 minutes that I just stepped out because she was just annoying me too much. So it's just an interesting coincidence. So yeah, you caught a fresh reaction there. That was nice. Fresh reaction. Sinbad's. Hi, Sinbad. It's a bit ominous. Your name is a bit ominous to another Sinbad that was around here for a big period of time. So I do not know what to make of you as yet. Okay. It's just got a little bit weirder, but that's what we expect, don't we, really? What else can we expect? So we'll just pull this back up. 2 minutes.
Well, James, porn is no, it's a dookie, isn't it? It's a dookie runs a tunnel.
He runs a tunnel. What do you mean he runs a tunnel?
Right, so like
I see what you're saying.
private StreamYard. It's a private StreamYard, so it's not broadcast. It's just like private conversation.
Oh. So
Or we just have a slagging match.
Do you reckon that's Iduki's real identity? Because the picture is a bit mad looking.
Irish says she knows what it means now. What's it mean? Come over to my channel. Is that what it is?
Yeah, because I've just checked.
Just to premise this, what's happened here. You can hear the passion of this is like her wanting to know gossip. But yet when it comes to actual serious having an impact, and this is where she's tripped herself up, because she then wanted to get into the top gossip, but the top gossip is real fucking crimes of the worst type, Michaela, and you thought you could use them as a bit of gossip, as a way to win a winner-less argument. Like so many of you on here, you get hormonal stimulation from feeling like you've got one over on others. Psychologists, very easy to dissect this shit.
Oh, is that what it is? I've gone live.
What it takes is to have a bit of self-awareness, selflessness, willingness to change, willingness to not be as selfish. Anyway, I'm getting back into the just attack. I need to just not attack. Okay. Exactly, Kaylee. Popularity contest and playground politics, and they get stimulated off it, don't they? It's very clear. So many have admitted. Triller was very clear. He said he deliberately takes the opposing view because it stimulates him. Basically, that he finds it like stimulating to argue the opposing view of somebody. Like physically gets hormonal stimulation of it. Like, do you know what I mean? This is okay. Let's see about Mr. Concerned Clyde. Jake, you really annoy me. You never talk about the Hampstead case. You, just like many others. What the fuck is this freak on? What drugs do you take, Clyde? The last thing you said was that one, and I just ignored it after sharing the previous one about Kaylee being an activist. It took you how long to change? You've actually just come back as a different persona. So you said this one, and then you said this one. Okay, that was the original activism one. And then you did the idea. That's the one that I started engaging with you. And then you said, I am speaking really quickly. You replied that quickly. I didn't even read this one. Didn't realise that. Oh, I did trigger you so much. I might have read that one. I don't think I read this one. Jake, yeah, I did actually read that one. Small child out with you idiots. Jake, I want you to engage. I might have even read that one as well. And then this one is the last one. Yeah, I read them all. And then you just didn't say anything for ages. And then you come back with this. Are you just trying to distract me and waste my time, Clyde? What the fuck are you on about? Exactly, Kaylee, thank you. It's so silly. Well, and I don't think Duke's husband finds her attractive. Learn so much from loads here and vice versa. Some stuff you tell and get told, lol. No, there's even more gossip that goes on in those things. Okay, I'm not really sure what you're on about. But this one's really just says it all.
I've come to my channel.
Yeah, she'd tell him to shove it up his
He's
arse.
trying to nick your panelist, bleeding. Don't have it.
Yeah, he's a creepy little shithead.
Yeah, go over there and have a go at him. He's out of order.
Oh, I couldn't be arsed. I honestly would never speak to that again.
A private StreamYard chat for King James. Why'd they want a private chat with you?
No, I sit there and talk. I talk to a Dookie Bird's Nest. I think Z and Lena. Lewis sometimes he pops in.
Yeah.
Like we'll just talk shit, maybe watch a film or something.
That was pretty cool, Kaylee. Yesterday you typoed angel as angle, and now you've typoed angle as angel.
Nothing sinister.
All right.
Oh, well, it is nice of them to let you know that
Well,
they're over there.
You better go and do your private chat. Get your orders.
No, I'm all right. I'm gonna sit here for a bit though.
Yeah,
I think it was Lena though. I think it might have been Lena that letting me know, because she's gonna be my future queen of Australia. You know what I'm saying?
I
listen,
couldn't care less. What, you leaving for Australia?
No.
That Lena's crazy. Her way of trolling is to pretend everybody's fucking cone. It's mental.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I like crazy.
Yeah, I would like.
Yeah, but I think sometimes she actually believes it herself. After arseholes.
She's harmless though.
I was going to go I won't be long.
That's what everyone said about Katie. Look where she ended up.
I shouldn't.
I
was crazy.
I missed what triggered the bringing you up regarding what Izzy said. This is important. I'll slow it down.
Yeah, but I think sometimes she actually believes it herself. After arseholes.
She's harmless though.
I was going to go I won't be long.
That's what everyone said about.
See, I can't hear what Izzy said.
Sometimes she actually believes it herself. After arseholes.
She's harmless though.
I was going to go I won't be long.
Something I won't be long. So that's just Izzy leaving. So Jupiter must have been responding to Sean then.
That's what everyone said about Heidi. Look where she is it herself. After arseholes.
She's harmless though.
Oh, she's harmless though. Interesting. Should we just take that on face value as to let's just let her play through, yeah, and see where she goes with this. So she she's obviously implying that you're not harmless, but everyone said that you were harmless. Is that something that rings true at all? That do people used to say that you were harmless? And I don't know. It's just is that just part of their fantasy that they just denial comes and eats them, comes and bites them on the arse, as they say. Ignore, smacks them in the face.
I was going to go to Lou. I hope he'll have.
Oh, sorry, yeah. That's why I mixed up. She said, I'm just going to go to the loo. And then that's what I thought. What the fuck? Then Michaela said. That's what they said about Kaylee.
What everyone said about Kaylee. Look where she ended up.
I shouldn't laugh, but
and bear in mind, Sean's on video this whole time. He's been on video the whole time he's been on panel.
And the truth. Everyone said, oh, she's mental, but she's harmless. Fucking hell. I don't do all that.
Not everyone. You didn't, Michaela. You did not say she's mental and she's harmless. You said that these paedophiles are trying to destroy her, and then you seem to change your mind. This is where it doesn't add up. So, and you're stinking liar. And thankfully, not convincing with it, and nothing to back you up.
That anymore? No. I think some of the fucking mentally impaired on here are fucking dangerous. I'm telling you. Seriously dangerous. They're off their fucking heads, off their tits. A lot of them.
You can hear she shitted herself in, rightfully so. So yeah, it's coming for you, Michaela. If you get to hear this, you're best off just holding your hands up, apologising for what you did. Yeah, it's horrific and it's going to be embarrassing for you. And there's bits that I haven't even seen how you abused Kaylee, and I've heard what you did, and I don't know what your justification, how you justified it to yourself, other than just a Schadenfreude shit show. So really, you need to admit to what you did here, as Izzy is gradually doing. That you were come on here, you thought it was a free-for-all abuse arena that you could just abuse people. You got played by paedophiles, hopefully unwittingly. So yeah, she's shook.
You know, am I advocating a mass? A lot of them.
There's a good pause there, just in case you didn't get the pause, because obviously when I pressed play, you didn't see when I pressed play, but it's a bit of a pause.
Seriously dangerous. They're off their fucking heads, off their tits. A lot of them. You know. Am I advocating a mass deportation like the Windrush community? The Windrush is still here.
You see Sean's face. He was totally. It was like a ghost almost. He was just like really like blankly, just like looking vaguely towards the screen, and you could hear Michaela like fidgeting with something, trying to like. I think she was getting to the chat. She was like rushing to the chat to find something to distract her from talking about it. Oh, amazing!
They're not being deported.
And the Windrush have got nothing to do with.
Yeah, I'm not
over
no.
by the boatload.
That don't make sense to me. Do you want to reword it?
Like, you know, it's kind of mad though, because that's one of the things I was asked about when I was like when I was sent to prison for like Mount Combs and that. Couple of things I was asked about was about my views on immigration, illegal immigration.
Tommy Robinson put the Irish flag on the stage, Phantom. So I don't know what you're on about. He had a Northern Ireland representative and then spoke about the rest of Ireland. So,
don't know if you can see it.
I don't know what you're on about. Saying take no notice of him. He actually spoke up for the rest of Ireland. Maybe you should go and you should have listened.
I'm good. I
You
didn't
would
go.
have known
though,
that.
but I got a swollen leg, so I wouldn't have been able to fucking walk through all them crowds. I'd probably fucking end up fucking going somewhere else. Turn on the office.
You wouldn't have been able to. Once you got in the crowd, you couldn't get out again. It was fucking, I'm telling you, it was fucking mental.
You should see what I was going to be wearing, Jibs.
Honestly. But yeah, it was good. There was a lot of lefties that came and then came out of there thinking, this is totally different to what I got told. Yeah.
I was going to be wearing that on top of my fucking thing. Can't see it, but it's too dark in there. Ugh.
But see, you messed up just before going, didn't you? You had to go and say something stupid.
He's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, you need to think on what you say sometimes.
Ah, but it's freedom of speech, isn't it? It's like controversy. Listen, you're asking me a stupid question, I'm going to give you a stupid answer. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, I get it. But yeah, definitely go next time. The next UTK, go.
I couldn't afford it anyway. It's going to cost me fucking what? It's going to cost me what, like 200, 250 quid for the hotel room for 3 nights.
I'm just glad that I was there and I've been there from virtually the beginning. And for me, it's well, it's like history, being there for the changing of history.
Yeah, the making of it.
You know, it's brilliant.
At least I could say I was the first one to wave the fucking flag at Windsor. I got that. I did that. I'm happy about that one.
Yeah, that was a great day.
Like, I remember when I got out of the train station and I'm fucking running. I'm practically fucking legging it through with the fucking flag. Next minute, I see the limos and everything with the Queen straight past. I thought, fuck. I was trying to get there. Just my plan was to get there, get in the middle of the road as the fucking thing was going past and start walking, waving the flag at half mast. I was fuming.
Well, all I know is,
yeah,
all these threats that I got beforehand that I knew weren't going to come to fruition never came to fruition. No one come at me with a milkshake, sadly.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the atmosphere was good and positive, and you were up front. You met a load of people.
Yeah, oh, it was brilliant. It was brilliant. It was an honour to be there.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
yeah.
I'm proud to see how many people did turn out. It did make me smile seeing all the flags being waved.
Even afterwards, though, it was so nice. So even after the event, no matter where you went, you bumped into people that had been to the event and they recognised you and they were like, you know, all right, this, that and the other, all cheery. You know, you'd go in a pub and they'd be all cheery. No.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's great. That's brilliant. So very positive.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, it's brilliant. It's fantastic. You all had that. And then, like, it doesn't matter what the speaker said necessarily. Like, I think it's like the fact that people got up and spoke about their own. Like, even if somebody came from France or from Poland or whatever.
But
yeah, there was a lot of talking about other countries, which in a way I do get what Kimmy says when she says I thought it was meant to be about Great Britain, but I think what they were trying to show is that this is all over Europe and the Western world, and that we're all having the same sort of problems, and everybody needs to bolster each other to get through this. Yeah,
and not a single Not a single one of those 650 MPs made an appearance, and they could have done. They could have. They could have.
Is that takes heap? It sounds like it might. You might have wrote talks cheap. Meant to have wrote talks cheap, but I get the general gist of the sentiment of the comment. It sounds about right. And then you write man, MN, because I noticed you've wrote woman, WMN above. There's nothing noble about this woman at all.
Have gained some good PR if they'd attended.
Well,
And I think that really just goes to show that the contempt Parliament and the MPs actually have for the British public.
well, I think it just shows that, how out of touch they are, and the fact is they're going to have to. That's what Trevor Phillips was basically saying, weren't it? That.
Well, was he? Yeah.
Let me see if I can find it on YouTube. I know it's on X, but let me see.
Yeah.
It's on YouTube. Trevor Phillips in the Times.
Yeah, I like Trevor Phillips.
Let's see. Times interview.
There's a few MPs that I do like. Trevor, Andrea Leadsom. She's one of my personal favourites.
But they thought locking Tommy up was going to do something.
I think locking him up has done the complete opposite. Really, it's given the public support, and the government always talks about the requirement of public support, right, to be a political figure. He's solidified that yesterday.
So, I don't know if this is an example of irony. I'm not the best at using terms of irony, but so Clyde wrote, "Yes, Bleeding Heart, so fantastic. You sound really, really, really sincere," and then follows it up pretty much straight away with a comment saying, "I really want King James to have his dream come true and become King of England, but he doesn't half talk a load of shit." So, in comparison with this comment, where you're attacking somebody else sarcastically saying that they sound sincere, and then you kind of have this opposing statement within one statement, it's very confused, aren't you, lad?
Right, there's one in the back. Let me see.
I mean, you can't dismiss him and you can't treat him as a joke. Whatever is going to happen, you'll be taken seriously, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm interested to see this. By the way, Irish Flame has a question for you.
Yeah, hold on. Right, I put 2 videos in the back.
I mean, yeah, could you elaborate maybe on what you feel in terms of the token? Because what we're exposing is she's been used, and seemingly at this rate intentionally, and Izzy knows that she was used intentionally by this paedophile ring, but neither of them want to do anything about addressing that, and yet just can seem to just, I mean, Izzy is, yeah, she's calling out the pedos in her own way, but still enabling this woman and still denying her part in really getting to actually what these paedophiles work for, not just like she knows they're paedophiles, but she won't accept or acknowledge. It's just so confusing because it's just a fantasy, it's just a false concept. So Sinbad, is it just Sinbad or is it the CI on the end? Sinbad C. I don't know if you know about the Hampstead case. I vaguely recall seeing you somewhere. I'm not sure, but Still just taking your on face value, of course. Okay, darling. Sweet. I'm not sure what that means, but no. So basically, the Hampstead case is a really big paedophile ring cover up, and it's there's a paedophile ring on these platforms involving Danny Hoax Jones, as Michaela calls her, Jupiter calls her, this woman that you're commenting on here. If you don't know who she is, and this person is Linda Morden. Then we've got obviously concerned troll for free speech here is Clyde Stanhope, and if Clyde Stanhope is not just another name that he's used, stolen the identity of, and then you got the whole Wake Up UK thing, which goes by the name of Jason Tyler, but his name is Justin Ormerod. And then you've got obviously the unlisted, the one that goes on Lucifer on the panels is Adam Lashbrook, or AJ, or Adam of the family Lashbrook. And then you've got Wavy XX 4470, and he is Gary O'Brien. There's just a lot. So basically, there's just this paedophile ring, and then there's Darren the Banana, Darren Williams does the Banana Cam. Danny West, which did have the name Sinbad for a period of time. When I heard she was a cartoonist, I lolled so hard. I want to see some of her work, yeah. Bladen is the most mental person here. Thinks she's also bite Everett too. You keep right. She also is bollocked. Yeah, bollocked. I'm not sure what that means. You keep leaving out vowels out with your words. It's a cool way to type, but speeds things up a bit, I suppose. I do, yeah, with text. I've got an old brick phone at the moment. Just text without the vowels a lot of the time. It's funny, but obviously you can't tell what the words are some of the time. Like that one. But anyways, back to this. Oh, blocked. She's blocked. Sorry, yeah, YouTube turn. She's most mental and she's blocked everywhere. I thought she gets drunk all the time. I thought you meant bollocks, as in drunk.
Back for you.
Right, so will I do the first or the second?
They won't turn against my husband, Kimmy. You have no idea what's going on. That's fear mongering. That's not the truth.
Yeah, that's just a racist, bigoted view. That is a bigoted view.
You
because
know, that's not at all what anyone's advocating for. Not even Nick Tanconi, who's seen as further right by a lot of people. That's not what they're advocating for.
Who's they, Kimmy? Who's they?
They won't. I know they won't. It's not about that. It's not about that.
Yeah, that's a bit ridiculous. That.
And do you know what?
That looks like a hopeful projection.
Do you know what, Kimmy? That's ridiculous. I don't believe it's about that, nor does Hector. But if that's what it takes, right? To save people being raped, what do you think the right answer would be to that?
Oh, I honestly, you do just make me laugh, Clyde. Like, you are just such a hilarious. The effort you go into try and being like Lyndon is it just goes all sadistic, pure gaslighting, vile. AJ just goes pure sexual, sadistic, weird, paedophile, like weird shit. Rule Britannia just tries this kind of quite mild gaslighting thing. Pip is just crude abuse. Danny West just tries being a clever little smarmy cunt. Like, he's really funny and clever, and just says no, don't do this, no, but that, no, but that, no, but that, no, but that, no, but I'm not listening to you, no, but that. But you, Clyde, you are another. You are the evidence. Exactly. And we just show streams of you doing this. This is so next level. You are just going to go down in history with your name, of all the names that could be the most, like, the poster child for what you're doing, along with Lucifer and Danny Hoax Jones. This is so jokes.
You know, but I don't believe that it would ever be that. I don't believe they're going to look. No, none of them have ever talked about clearly getting rid of everybody that's melanated. They don't say that. You never saw the people on the march full of hatred. That's not true.
Hmm.
Oh, as you might not have been here, actually, Clyde, I'll just show you one bit of evidence. What's signed in?
Might not have come out right, but I don't give a fuck.
Your words are important, though. Your words are very important, especially when they're recorded.
No, well, see, words with you are important, aren't they, Kaylee? Might not have come out right, but I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
Am I
but
supposed to-
your words are important, though. Your words are very important, especially when they're recorded.
No, well, see, words with you are important, aren't they, Kaylee? Because you get upset when people say stuff like, "Oh, I'm going to lunch with Ricky Dearman," like Wendy did. You get a bit upset there, don't you? And you go on about it for the next 20 years.
Right, so we're not supposed to get upset. Do you know what words are? They are just a vessel for your intention or facts. But that's why words like truth is supposed to be really your word. Supposed to be.
You need to look up the meaning of the word truth, Kaylee.
You need to go and speak to a lawyer, is what you need to, or a solicitor, or whatever, or the police,
A
or anyone.
lawyer for what, Kaylee?
Right,
a lawyer for what?
Do you even understand what slander is, Babs, for a start? Just to give you an idea of how words are very important.
Yeah, I know what slander is. Do you?
All right.
Do you?
I've not got the energy, so I'm just going to let Esau and yourself and Lucifer have a chat for a second. Evening, Esau.
Well,
you might have seen the ones angry that they were being kettled and crushed, pushed up the back, and the ones that ended up getting fucking smacked over the head and stuff like that. But they weren't the ones. They weren't the ones that were. That's because they were in a crushed situation.
That was a setup. That.
You know, I go and play it and play him.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I love Mark Costin, man. I think he's a legend. He's a quality newsreader. Used to watch him all the time.
There's two. There's that one.
The huge rally in central London at the weekend.
Yeah, I'll play the next one. I'll play the one. Yeah.
Attended by well over 100,000 people. Tell us about the feelings of frustration and dissatisfaction across the country. The event was organised by the right-wing activist Tommy Robinson, but many of those attending said they were not right-wing, just angry. Well, let's speak to my colleague Trevor Phillips, who saw Saturday's rally firsthand. He's also the former chair of the Equality and Human Rights Commission. Good evening, Trevor. Thanks for coming on the programme. And you were at this march on Saturday. Now, I was reading your piece in the Times.
Just trying to make sense of how you type. It could be seen as insensitive, but I suppose that means like face as in she sounds like she's had a stroke, or like really drunk, just constantly drunk or something. I don't think that's too insulting. It's nothing's really. I don't think anyone could say anything to Babs now that would upset me in regards to her being offended, because she's just caused so much harm. These people. That's so. No, that's me. Like, I don't want to. No vision, no physical disability. No birth defects can be commented on. Only self-induced alcohol. like she's fallen flat on her face too many times. Oh dear, that's great. Oh.
Times, I think it was, that you think there's a significance beyond many of the headlines.
Yes, indeed, Mark. Thanks very much for having me on. As you know, on Sundays, Sky just puts me in a sort of vacuum-wrapped sealer, and I don't come out till next Saturday. But this is such an important issue, I think. Something important happened on Saturday, and the defection, which I think you've been covering this evening, is another part of it. The best way I can sum it up is this. The firewall has come down. In European politics, when they say the firewall, what they mean is that all the traditional parties, whatever their rivalries, have taken a decision that on no circumstances would they cooperate with what we now call the right populist parties, the Marine Le Pens, the AfD in Germany, and in this case here, Reform, and even more, anything to do with Tommy Robinson. I think the thing that marked out Saturday was that this wasn't just the sort of remnants of the old National Front or BNP, the kind of hardcore of racists who are basically in politics to essentially eliminate or get rid of from this country people like me.
No, Izzy actually gets insulted about the size of her chin, like I did by Luke, but it's meaningless. So that aside is, but Babs is a different character. I'll try and get a picture of Babs. She is the one that gets referred to as a gremlin. Yeah, I'm a little bit sensitive to people getting attacked for visual things, because I always try to not make people feel bad for having any these so-called imperfections and things. But yeah, I mean, Babs she's like it's her attitude that really does justify the term gremlin, because it's the way that she screams unjustifiably with no like cause, with no real like cause or justification, like. So, and this is why I'm really getting to the point where I think she might be really deep into a paedophile cover-up, and she's really just playing a role of a Tommy supporter. And I think there's probably quite a lot of Tommy Robinson supporters that are actually part of a paedophile ring, and they just support him to keep this divide, and even him himself will very possibly compromised through either. Mate, there's lots of them that won't be sexual abuse. I mean, even the Gary. I mean, I was going to say Gary O'Brien. I thought about this earlier, Kaylee. Gary O'Brien's almost certainly a paedophile, but there's a few that may not have an interest, like the children in Hampstead say that some of one of the women they particularly named, one of their neighbours on the street that was involved. She didn't actually like children sexually, but she still took part in the parties and she did the sex orgies and stuff. So there's some that will have just abused adults. You know, they may have even murdered or But they would like that lady Teresa describes on the 60 Minute, the Australian interviewer describes that they would take homeless people off the street and sacrifice them. So there's some that wouldn't necessarily be attracted to children, and that abuse. Probably pretty few and far between. Once you're in that game, they probably do get involved in that. But yeah, there will be some that have probably got caught up through prisons. I mean, even like Luke, Bops, Bops, Taffy, like they've likely just done other crimes, or how they've become how they're so brazen and they think that they can, or if they are so dumb and naive that they've allowed themselves to get caught. I mean, Michaela, initially I thought Michaela must be involved in some sort of crime cover-up, but to be at this stage and still going on like she is. But then again, Tommy Robinson is like front and center. Like, they are just brazen, aren't they? They just get so carried away, or they so much believe what they are thinking that they just do not care about the truth that's happening around them and other evidence that's presented to them. They're just so willing just to stick with their thing. So here we've got Inti that I thought for ages was Clyde. Inti and Clyde here typing next to each other. So it's possible either way still, but obviously it's just but yeah, just crack on.
This was a rally of more than 100,000 people, of the sort of person that you'd meet in a country pub if you'd gone for a walk, or if you're going to the theatre, you might line up next to while you're waiting for the loo or a drink at half time. This was, if you like, the quiet middle Britain. And the significance of that is, for those people to come out in these numbers, first of all, I think is a surprise to conventional politics. Certainly surprised Tommy Robinson, by the way. I don't think they had any idea these kinds of numbers. But more importantly than that, and this is perhaps why you've seen what you've seen with Danny Kruger today, it has given a signal to people on the centre right that the firewall that essentially puts people on this part of the populist right beyond the pale has collapsed.
Right. Well, it's interesting because you were talking about sort of normal people. I think you used that phrase, rallying to the call of Tommy Robinson, but it's not that, obviously. So how does this then play into our politics? How does it play into political parties? How do the political parties respond?
Well, I think that when I say normal people, what I mean is the range of kinds of people that you would meet anywhere. I mean, the thing that struck me when I was out there on Saturday, I was out there for a lot of the afternoon and certainly a lot of the evening, because I was walking home from the studio here to go home in the evening. And as I was walking through Parliament Square and Whitehall, a lot of people stopped. They wanted to have a chat. And the thing that struck me was that they weren't that different from the kind of people you'd meet coming home from football on a Saturday afternoon. Now, why does that matter for politics? What it means is that the fact that we're now seeing the Labour and Tory combined vote at its lowest ever, I mean, below 40% together, tells us that there's a whole swathe of the country that's had enough of what they would call conventional politics, and they're looking for alternatives. I think the other point here is that people like us are constantly quizzing politicians and saying, what's your solutions, what's your policy, and so on and so forth. This group of people who are out on that march and the people who are like them, their families and so on, don't care about that. What they care about is, do you understand the kinds of things that bother me? And a great example, and why this has had such heat, was the asylum hotels. And several people have given me this example. In the small communities where these asylum hotels are situated, historically, these places tended to be the places where someone would have their parents' golden wedding anniversary, or they would go for their child's 21st birthday, or they would have some other kind of gathering, and it was a community thing. What's now happened is these places have now been taken out of use. They've been commandeered for a very different kind of usage. And not only are they now, if you go to some of the places on the seafront, not only are they sort of ugly and a little bit threatening, and there are lots of men standing around outside them, but they are also, in a way, trashing the memories that many people have of these happy events in these places. So politics has got to find a way of responding not just to the logic and the kind of questions that you or I might ask politicians. It's got to find a way of responding to that emotional feeling that something has changed in a way that people do not like.
We've got 45 seconds or so, but you chaired that immigration debate for us last week. I haven't spoken to you since, but I mean, what surprised you about that?
I think the most surprised me is that you and I would normally, chairing a debate like that, be thinking left, right, pro-immigration, anti-immigration. Actually, the heat, the point of division, or the line of division in that studio was not pro or anti-immigration. It was the people versus the politicians. And that the central thing that came through was that the people, the representative audience we had, and it was representative, selected specifically for that purpose, didn't really like any of the panelists, didn't think that any of the politicians was giving them an adequate answer, and they are fed up.
Okay, Trevor, as I say, good of you to come on. Thanks very much.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So what I see there is a man who came on, was smiling, happy,
Yep.
and also he's a man of the people. That guy, Trevor Phillips, with a great understanding for them, and like,
Yeah, play the next one.
Okay, great. Yeah, no, I'm kind of impressed. All right, so we had Shines jumped on in the back, but you know, I don't know if he'd be.
Oh, I see him on the Dookies earlier. He's drunk and trolling.
Yeah. Fair enough. I didn't let him answer.
You know.
Okay. Oh, it's slightly longer. That's good.
Tommy Robinson are concerned, of course they did their thing, but what was also noticeable was that most people didn't stand around for waiting for them. The centre of this march was a rather British motley, slightly amateurish, slightly straggly, but people who had come out for, if you like, a very specific set of causes.
There isn't a direct line between a big protest and our leaders changing course. Probably the biggest protest this century was when 750,000 people marched in 2003 to stop the Iraq War. And of course, the war wasn't stopped. But could the smaller Unite the Kingdom rally have a big impact? Police say that between 110,000 and 150,000 people took to the streets. And the Times columnist Trevor Phillips writes this morning that the march is a manifestation of a quiet revolution that threatens to extinguish the political establishment. He joins us now. Good morning, Trevor.
Hey, Sam.
Good morning, Kate. Good morning, Stiga. I'm slightly baffled by the conversation I just heard, but never mind.
Well, that's what we aim for in the morning, Trevor. You were at Unite the Kingdom. Well, you understand what it was like to be there. For those who were not there, can you give us a sort of a feeling, a sense that you got on that march?
Yeah, if I can just make a point really about the importance of good journalism here. I heard you talking to Diane Abbott earlier on, and I wouldn't contest Diane's account of her experience of the march, but she was at the place where the small anti-racist demonstration met the group of people who would come to a march like that in order to confront that demonstration, which probably numbered maybe 1,000, a couple of thousand people. And one thing she said was really striking. She said they were all men. Well, actually, if you were at the other end of the march with the 100,000, 120,000 who were not part of that kind of commotion, what you would have noticed actually was that there were a lot of women, lots of middle-aged women, a lot of couples. The only touchiness I saw during the day really was an argument between a couple who'd come down from Midlands about whether it was safe to park their car near Parliament because they think London is a place where, if you leave your belongings anywhere, they'll immediately get nicked. This was a march which was striking by the ordinariness of the people there. It was, if you like, the people going up the embankment in Whitehall would be the same sort of mix as you might encounter at the same time coming away. And then, I've noticed in the reporting, a lot has been focused on the bottle throwing and so on. I don't think most of the people there would have seen any of that. And as far as Elon Musk and Tommy Robinson are concerned, of course, they did their thing. But what was also noticeable was that most people didn't stand around waiting for them. The centre of this march was a rather British motley, slightly amateurish, slightly straggly, but people who had come out for, if you like, a very specific set of causes. And as I say in the column, I think it's what's metastasized from the anger over asylum hotels. They've basically got three things that they are talking about. One is, yes, immigration. The second is free speech. And there's a very particular turn that took on the stage there that illustrated that. And thirdly, and this surprised me, defending and reviving Christianity.
That last point is really fascinating. It's something that we've actually talked about here, just between us as sort of journalists and people putting this show together. Do you feel that question of faith and its relationship to politics, which is something we accept is pretty normal in America, is now becoming more mainstream here too?
Well, I don't know how mainstream it is, Kate, but I think you're right to raise it. I think it is certainly real. It is certainly real. And by the way, that bears on another point about the composition of the march. I'm slightly feeling here, by the way, I'm going back to my early days as a local journalist, where essentially I'm not in the business of opinion, but simply reporting what I saw. What was interesting was that there were these people with signs that say, turn to Jesus and so on. And there were a number of them who clearly had immigrant backgrounds. And as you will know, both the Catholic and to some extent the Anglican Church in big cities is being held up and revived by the injection of the immigrant faithful. And I think that there was an element of that here in this march, which is something that I don't think people noted, or people who are reporting it perhaps don't want to say. I mean, it was striking. And this is the last point I want to make about the march. Tommy Robinson had hired a gospel group, black gospel group, to sing Jerusalem to close the march. And that speaks to a kind of tactical sophistication that this movement is acquiring, because they were clearly aiming off for the accusation that this would be a white supremacist event. And if you were there, that's clearly not what it was.
I wonder it's also, Trevor, this sort of religion as nostalgia. This is why I'm suspicious of the rise of religions. In America, it's been long.
Shay, can you sit on this one for us, please? Because the speaker is this thing here. You see up here?
Yeah.
So this one's speaking. I think there's another one, which is that one there. This one here. So yeah, you're right. So there are a couple. The cameras are a little easy to spot in this one, aren't they, as well?
1, 2, 3.
3. And do you know why there's 3 in this room? Right, the first one there, see the one down below?
Yes.
It's on like a bigger box, do you see there?
Yes.
And that's because that one can move about, and that's the camera for you, okay? Then there's another one the same, it's on a box, that camera's for me. So one's looking at you, one looking at me, and then that one up there shows the whole room. So that's why this one has 3, okay? Where we are today, we're not in London today. We're at a place called Rowan House, which is in Suffolk. And today's date is the 17th of September, and it's 10:31. Okay. What I'd like to do is just, can you tell us your full name, Ken?
Elisa. Elisa is my real name.
Yep.
My middle name is Greg.
So I'm actually going to double the. I'm going to re-upload this again with double the volume. But yeah, you're just horrible child abuse cover-up agent, Clyde. You know we've got all the evidence. That's why you are here. We'll skip past this Trevor Phillips bit. I don't know if that's values any comment on it. I'm just doing some other stuff at the moment. So if I've missed any comments to me, I will try and scan through in just a moment. I just looked at the chat. I don't know if I should make a sincere but insincere apology to Clyde just for his. Should I have any consideration for his mental well-being right now? I just noticed that he's been writing a load of rubbish. I feel very much for you, Clyde. As the very first comment I got from Justin on this stream was regarding AJ's demented stalking. And I asked, is there anything I can do to help him? And he said, yeah, probably just pray for him, try and let him know accept the healing power of love. So I said, okay, thank you. I'll do that right away. So I pray for Adam Lashbrook, AJ, Lucifer, Unlisted, and I pray for concerned free speech troll man, Clyde Stanhope, seemingly. Yes, I pray for you, Clyde. Did Rule come on a panel before? Has Rule Britannia been on a panel? Oh, sorry, that's. I thought Kaylee, you had just replied to Danny West. Planning one for the weekend, Rule. Jump on again. You are welcome to. What? So Danny West has panels? What's going on? What's going on? Have you got a tunnel panel like have you got this code word private tunnel StreamYards? Ah, Lord. Let me know on a text if you're free for a phone call at all, a bit. If you're settled at all, and a little bit, maybe. But I will just finish this stream. How long is left? There is 17 minutes left, depending on whether I ended it at that time or not. And just to respond to the comment one more time, Clyde, and probably again, we bring the evidence of so many things. For instance, the core evidence of the children. You do not refute the evidence within the children's testimony, the facts, the points, the evidence, the case, the whole thing. You have nothing to refute about it. So then you just say, oh, but did the kids give you permission to play them testimonies? It is meaningless. You are meaningless. This whole thing this is why we just require an idea off you at this stage. You have no weight, no standing, no credibility, no fucking good intention about anything. You're a waste of time, and you are just showing yourself up for what you be, and that's what you're here for. Is to waste our time and try and discredit us and waste out and all this bullshit. So, and obviously try and psychologically destroy us. If you could do that as well as a little, well, it's like the super bonus on top. Justin, Jake, Danny West is saying he has a secret panel that only he and Rule Britannia know about. They chat on his secret panel apparently. We can only imagine, can't we? We can only imagine. Yes, yeah, you get started, baby. That's it. I'll just play out the last 15 minutes. Brilliant. Yeah, you could tell Izzy was getting pretty pissed off. This is not her politics. This is not what she wants to be promoting on her channel. Fuck off, Michaela. We've got truth to expose. Tragic. Tragic. Yeah. Yeah. It's a little bit posh for you, Michaela. It's definitely a little bit posh. You're screwing. You're like, but this is just totally contradictory to our narrative, isn't it, Michaela? It's all about the slobbish takeover of the UK. We're just going to slob over the UK now. Yes. Sorry, Michaela. I don't want to be mean. I don't want to be a mean person. Why'd you make me do this? Why'd you make me become this person, Michaela? Until you all started arguing the next day. You mug. Izzy, you're so disingenuous. You hate the cunts. You know they're a load of fakes. It's ridiculous. It's 2 million 2 million people. What are you doing, Danny West? Danny West just got told off. MC Anthony's a right fucker as well, though. No, Izzy, stop lying. I really honestly, Izzy, I see hope. I mean, I don't think you've been as, in some ways, it's trying to it's the personal shit, the personal way that you've insulted, the way that people like Michaela, and I've not seen so much of how you've insulted and abused Katie. Just myself, what I witnessed, what you've done to her, what Michaela's done to her, and how she's treated me. How she's treated me for dedicating my life to protecting, rescuing children from the most serious violence. And the one that sticks with me is when she said, the only reason I work on this case is because I fancy the mum. And it's just that, and then joking about the dad, laughing at Wendy saying she's going for dinner with the dad and that she knows that Gabriel's all right and Gabriel says hi or whatever. I don't know. It's just, they just have no concept of the mental torture that these things say to, and that's not intentional. That these paedophiles, like when they go on about our family situations and certain other unfortunate circumstances and stuff surrounding this, that's intentional, trying to cause us harm and distress. So it's in some ways it's easier to deal with because you know their intention and you know that, you know that they're trying to cover up a really, like, they're in a very serious predicament themselves. But whereas these people that are seemingly free, they have their own free will and they're just doing this off their own free time. They're the ones that really, and when they joke about child abuse, not even just trying to cover it up, they just make lewd, loose. Well, they are trying to cover it up as well in a sort of subconscious way because they don't want to face it and have to deal with it. Right? Consider it taken for the argument's sake that they're not involved, guilty, etc., etc. So this is why, and it's beautiful. I mean, the good thing I take from it is that you've helped bring this to the light. You've helped bring this to the surface. You've kept it. You could never get away from it. Once you come into a public arena and you try to steal the attention and lie about child abuse, then it's going to come back on you because people will not put up with it. So here's what it is. Yeah, I think the frantic typing. I think I might just. Well, you can still type even when I end the chat, can't I? Can't you? I'm just going to leave it there. Then I'll get your comment at least on the end of my stream before Danny West gets another one in. You spelled hoax correctly the other day, Pip. Why are you spelling it? Why are you spelling it hooks again? You spelled it Hoax the other day. And you think that adds to your credibility trying to call it a hoax ever? What's it? Do you not have like meetings? Do you not have like kind of group meetings where you huddle together and you're like, okay, so we're going to call autocorrect. So why would it autocorrect to hooks? Do you not ever huddle together and come up with some sort of, what's the word? What's the word? Conform to some sort of like agreed narrative, agreed spellings on words, agreed approach to anything. Like it's so brilliant. Thank you for doing most of the work for us, I suppose. See you all later.